So what is search intent, and how does it actually help me attract serious buyers to my website? Hey there, if we haven't met yet, I'm Stephanie, your go-to website girl. I've been building websites for over 15 years now, and I help business owners show up online with incredible websites that actually rank organically on Google. Now, today we're going to talk about search intent, but let me preface this by saying that SEO is not just about attracting tons of traffic to your website. The key is attracting the right people to your website. And now, with search intent, attracting those right people to your website at the right time in the buyer's journey. So what is search intent? Search intent is the reason why someone's doing a search. It's their motive. They have a specific outcome that they want to get from their search. And Google has figured out that there are certain words and phrases that people typically use when they have certain goals in mind for the end result of why they're searching. The good news for us now, with search intent now being an option for optimizing our websites, is that we can actually show up for people in search results if we optimize our content appropriately for search intent. We can show up at the right stage of the buyer's journey that someone may be on, whether they're learning about information, trying to figure out which product they need, or whether they're ready to buy. We can optimize content on our website so that we show up at each one of those points in their searches as they are making a decision on what to purchase. So let me break down the four main types of search intent. First of all, there's informational. The people who are doing informational type searches, they're at the beginning of the stage of researching information about whatever topic they're interested in. There's also navigational search intent. This is something like Starbucks menu, where they know what brand they're looking for and they're trying to basically find a page on that company's website and they're just using Google to do it. Then there's commercial search intent. This is where someone's more serious about buying and they're actually researching the different options. This is a very important search intent that you should be optimizing for because you help someone who's serious about buying and they're researching the different options. They're comparing products, they're comparing services, they're comparing vendors. And you want to show up in these because you can help them with this decision-making process. And in the process of helping them understand the differences in the products, the differences in the services, then at the end, you can offer your product or your service after they've had all the information about which one they should buy. Finally, there's transactional. These are people who get online and they have done the research and they know what they want to buy. There are certain words that Google understands this person's ready to buy. And so it's very important too that you show up in these search results so that when someone's serious about buying, you're there to offer your product or service through organic search online. If you want to try this out to see the different types of search results that Google actually delivers for different search intents, let me give you some examples. Open up Google in another tab and try typing in, what is fast food? Just as an example. When you type in what is fast food, what you're going to get is an AI overview explaining the topic. You're going to get more like search results for content from Wikipedia or research type websites. That answers the learning search intent. Then give this a try. McDonald's menu. When I did the search as I was preparing for the video, I actually noticed that McDonald's had a sponsored result at the top of their page, which lists out the different types of menus and deals that they have, because they realize that if someone's looking for this, they need to be in that search and they're willing to pay for it. Now, they're a huge company. For them, they have the budget and they want to make sure that they don't lose business to other competitors who may try to target this kind of thing. And so they're paying for that top placement on Google when someone searches for that information. The point here is that if you search for the brand name plus whatever it is you're looking for on their website, you'll get very specific information and pages listed from that particular brand's website. Now for commercial intent, Here's an example. Google McDonald's versus Burger King. This is interesting because when you see the results at the top, you'll probably see an AI overview that gives comparisons from both. And this is pulling from different website sources. And you can see some maybe YouTube reviews that are cited from this AI overview. You can also see probably a Reddit thread that's showing up there. All these search results are bringing up information that's giving you an overall comparison of these two different companies. Next, try transactional search. This would be McDonald's in Charlotte, North Carolina. When you get that, you don't get AI overviews. You don't get a bunch of other informational sites. What you get is a map pack of some of the closest McDonald's locations. You could also type McDonald's near me, but you get a list of the closest McDonald's locations with the map and the pinpoints, and then under that you get a list of a lot of the McDonald's that have been optimized, their websites have been optimized with their store locations and addresses so that they will show up in these location-based searches. So those were just some examples so you could actually see that Google is supplying different information in different formats, whether that's AI overviews or map packs, threads of comparison and opinion type of websites. They're delivering different types of content based on the different search intents. And there's different words that trigger different search intents. So by optimizing your website with content based on search intent, it will actually help you show up not just in topical relevant searches, but also in relevant searches for people who are getting close to making a purchase. So how do we use this information? How does it really, what does it look like when we implement this on our websites? First of all, you should be creating content for people before they're ready to buy. People typically visit websites more than once before they make a purchase. And so if you can catch them at an earlier stage before they're ready to buy, you can start building your brand and your reputation and your level of trust with them before they're actually at the point of making a purchase. For the different pages that you have on your website, you need to keep a search intent in mind and optimize it for, is this going to serve an educational purpose? Is it going to serve in trying to persuade someone to understanding that my product or service is better than another product or service that they might find online, and I need to give them all the different reasons why? Or is it transactional? They don't need all the fluff. They don't need all the education at the point when they're ready to buy. They just need to buy. And so you want to make your sales pages very simple and easy just to go ahead and make that purchase. If you're trying to figure out what type of content to put on your website, I would recommend going to Google, doing some searches related to your products or services, your business, your industry, and seeing what other people are ranking for, seeing what else is showing up in search results. You can look at what questions they're answering, look at the topics that they're covering, how they're writing, and then take that information and build out your own content that meets the same type of search intent in your own unique way. One other big thing is to make sure that your headings reflect what people are searching for online. This is a big one. This is a little newer of an SEO practice, but people are now asking a lot of questions, like they're Googling question format. And so you want to change your headings to actually be in that similar format of a question. For example, if you're a bookkeeper, you might want to do a blog that says, what is a bookkeeper? Or you might want to have a post that's about, what can a bookkeeper do for a small business? Having your headings in question format is actually going to help you with your SEO and help you show up in the right search intent. One other thing to keep in mind is when you're optimizing for search intent, make sure that the content of your pages and the call to actions that you have on those pages are appropriate for the stage of the buyer's journey that person is in that you optimize the page for. For example, if you're optimizing a page for educational purposes and you know this person is really just researching all the options, they're not really ready to buy just yet, I wouldn't push a sale for them. What I would do is encourage them to keep in touch with you. That's through signing up for your email list, signing up for text messages and notifications, following you on social media. Things like that will help them connect with you and grow your brand and your level of trust with them over time as they continue to do the research that they need to finally make that purchase. Now, if you're optimizing a page for commercial search intent, then it's important at that point to let them know, hey, now that you've got this information, you're considering the options. Let me tell you about the product that I have to offer that would meet your needs. You may even want to let them know about a special offer, a limited time discount that would help move them along through the buyer's journey from comparing their options to actually making that purchase from you. So when we use search intent appropriately, it can really pay off and it can help us attract the right people to our website at the right time so that we can build trust with them, so that we can help them make a decision and get closer to the buying process. And then finally, so that they can actually make that purchase from us when the time is right. Now, if you're wondering, how do I even get started with all this? This seems like, whoa, there's a lot more to SEO than I realized. I'm here for you. I actually have a link below that will let you book a free 15-minute call with me. You and I will talk on the phone 15 minutes and talk about what your goals are, where you may be struggling at, and get a game plan to move forward. I've also got some free tools and resources for you below, so be sure to check those out. And thanks so much for hanging out with me today.